Thank you, Mayor, Alderman. My name is Tim Mooring. I'm the Chief of Police for the Fairhope Ranch Police Department. I am also serve on the Recognition Accreditation Committee and the Region 7 Director of the Texas Police Chiefs Association. And thank you for having me here tonight. I'm here with Chief Gene Fox, Captain Kelly. I'm here to present the re-accreditation certificate to the Shavano Park Police Department. The Texas Police Chiefs Association is made up of over 1,200 professional police chiefs throughout the state and are dedicated to improving delivery of quality police services to their citizens. Like I said, I'm here this evening to present the Shavano Park Police Department with their re-accreditation for continuing to maintain their compliance with the Texas Law Enforcement Best Practices Program, as they have for the last 4 years since their initial recognition. Several years ago, the Texas Police Chiefs Association developed an accreditation program for Texas law enforcement. Many of you know about accreditation that they have for hospitals, schools, similar entities such as. They're all programs for professional excellence and require proof of compliance with a set of professional standards. Our recognition program is similar. It's a voluntary program where agencies must prove they meet over 170 difficult standards, 170 individual difficult standards for their police department. These standards are based on Texas law, Texas court decisions, contemporary best practices identified by the Texas Police Chiefs Association in conjunction with the Department of Justice and the standards that you see across the nation. Some of these standards, for example, are use of force standards, protection of civil rights, vehicle pursuits, property and evidence management, patrol and investigative operations, just to name a few. The program has become the new gold standard for professional law enforcement in Texas, and agencies across the state are currently working diligently to get this accreditation status. Ad lib here a little bit. Texas Police Chiefs Association accreditation program has also become the gold standard across the nation, with the 21st Century Policing Report from the Trump administration a couple of years ago mandated all states have an accreditation program or be part of one. Since then, members of the accreditation committee, we just changed our name from recognition accreditation, so you might hear me say both, have been invited to multiple states across the nation, including Massachusetts, North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, to present our current accreditation program to them to be used in those states. So it's become like a national gold standard also. About 2018, the Shavano Park Police Department first attained a recognized status with the Texas Chiefs Association, and it was not an easy task. The agency had to conduct a complete audit of all of its policies, procedures, and operations in order to meet these standards. Part of the assessment is done by 2 members of the Recognition Assessors Committee. These are command staff, chief level from across the state that show up to your police department for about 2 days and basically nitpick every little single detail about what your police department is doing. And if any one of those details don't meet the accreditation, they don't get the accreditation. The assessors interview staff, they inspect facilities, operations, row with field officers, ensuring compliance with all the standards, over the 170 standards that we have currently in the program. The report was sent to the Recognition Committee, which is comprised of 9 active law enforcement chiefs across the state, and the 9 law enforcement chiefs across the state review the entire report and vote. I can tell you that the vote for the Shavano Park Police Department was unanimous. During the process, the Shavano Park Police Department has once again proven to meet standards or exceed standards for the Texas accreditation program. Over 2,400 law enforcement agencies are in Texas, and out of those 2,400, we currently only have 182 that have reached accredited status. So we have a long way to go to get that name out there, but your police department is one of those. So this evening, we officially recognize the Shavano Park Police Department for their outstanding performance. And what does this mean for your community? The accreditation program assures both city management and the citizens of Shavano Park that the police department is operating in a manner that reflects the current best practices for Texas law enforcement. It means your police department is continually striving for professional excellence, and it means your police department is one of the very best in this state. The certificate we will present this evening is symbolic. While it's clearly the mark of professional excellence, the real value of the program is the process that they must complete to receive their certificate. And once again, this is not the end of the process. The department will continue to submit annual reports to assure continual compliance. And in 4 years, the assessors will be back on site here at the police department doing another reassessment of the program. So just from personal experience, I've been on several assessments for other police departments. Some police departments that currently have accreditation do have issues when they have chief changes, command staff changes. From what Chief Fox was telling me, I believe he's the third chief since the initial recognition, and for them to get this without any issues is gold standard. I can tell you that. It's pretty rare. So you should be very, very proud of your police department. I can tell you, if you're a member of this accreditation program, there's really not much from the city, citizen, elected official, or city management standpoint that you really need to worry about.